next time. They're not going to get a refund. They're probably going to get a bill. And not just a bill, then they're going to get a bill for failure to pay the estimated taxes because you didn't pay in enough. So you're going to get a penalty there. And then you're going to get a penalty on the money you owe. So now you owe an extra couple $100 there. Hey, you're going to be screwed no matter what. I am frustrated like you wouldn't believe. But, what can I say? I mean, I can't understand a government that you have the Treasury, head of Treasury, trying to work a deal out with China, but then you have our president, which, hey, he's our president. I mean, he is the man, and I respect him because he is, holds the title of president of the United States. He was elected, but you have to look at this, At the same time, they're trying to work a deal out with China. He decides to put on a $200 billion tariff on goods more. Now, I mentioned a couple times already on the show, I thought Curtis Matthews TV. Anybody remember Curtis Matthews TV? Well, they used to manufacture TVs in Texas. Color TVs, black and white TVs. They used to make AM, FM radios. Well, they were the last electronic company making TVs in this country. No, I was wrong. There's a company down south in this country, yet it was still making TVs. They have 100 and some employees. 100 and some people. That's 100 people that put money back into that local economy, right? And they had pride in themselves because they were the last company making TVs in the United States. Think about that. The last company making electronic TV in the United States. Well, the president of that company said that they're going to lay off all the employees and go out of business because of the tariffs. Now they can't get the parts they need. And then they exported a lot of their TVs. So now they're not going to be able to export them out. So, hey, those 100 and some people are going to lose their job. What's that do? Well, the local economy will feel it a little bit, won't they? Even McDonald's will feel it. Well, maybe they won't feel it as bad as some of the other stores. But, I mean, that's the way we're going. And it's only going to get crazier. I mean, look at the deal going on with Mexico. Look what's going on with Canada. I mean, I think you need to control it and work out some type of agreement and put some type of tariffs on it. But it's like two little kids or one little kid that is just gone overboard. And it's good. He's supposedly ran for office to create jobs. Well, this is going to cause people now to lose a lot of jobs in our country. Okay, that means more people now are going to be on unemployment. And then now they're even talking about, well, you people that are going to be getting Social Security. Well, we need to do something about that. We need to reduce their benefits. Because our country's going negative now financially. So we got to figure a way to fix it, right? Well, us old people are going to get screwed right up the butthole. Because now they're going to take that, your money you get, your benefits. And that, actually, they're going to change the name that, make it sound more pretty much like you're going to be getting welfare instead of Social Security that you paid into it and your employer paid into it, and they're going to reduce it. But don't worry about it because they want to take Social Security and raise it to you can't get Social Security to you're 70 years old. Now, look at statistics. How many male versus women die before they even hit 70 or around 70? Well, that's a good way to do it, isn't it? Because that means they're going to pay out a lot less money, aren't they? Make you wait an extra 5, 6, 7 years to be able to draw your Social Security. I known a lot of people in my life that died a few years after they started drawing Social Security. Well, hey, it's a good way to save a lot of money on the economy or the government, but then they spend all that money on these black ops and all this other stuff and for wars. Hey, well, you know what? That's crazy. And now they're going crazy. The Air Force wants to, triple the size of the Air Force. The Navy wants to triple the size of the Navy for we can compete against Russia and China because of the threats. Seriously, and they have the Navy, we can build eight submarines, diesel submarines, for the price of one nuclear submarine. Now, if they wanted volume to make our military bigger, do we actually need all the submarines to be nuclear? Can't there be some, that are diesel? I mean, 8-1? That saves a lot of money. I mean, you get 8 submarines for a price of one nuclear. And now, look at the aircraft carriers that the nuclear ones that they're trying to, scrap out. And they're finding out now it's costing $1.5 billion or more to scrap them. And it'll take 10 years to scrap one of them. Crazy. Why don't they take that money, okay, and spend the $1.5 billion or even $2 billion and keep that sucker going for another 20 years and build up our military that way, our Navy. Instead of building another one, it costs 10 times that amount of money. That's where we're going. And I'm just, kind of venting my anger here tonight, folks. And I can do that on Night Dreams Talk Radio. Now, I am looking for guests on Fridays to call in the last half an hour of the show on Fridays and tell us a scary story. Something that will scare us, maybe a 5-minute story or whatever, or true or false or made up, whatever you want, because we're doing this now to Halloween. Hey, and you know what? Each Friday, we're going to choose the scariest story, and you're going to get a gift from Night Dreams Talk Radio. And write this phone number down. You want to get a sheet of paper, a pen, color crayon, marking pen, a paintbrush. The number is 1-253-203-6695. That's 1-253-203-6695. Boy, I had a belt share. I'm sorry that. Ate pizza before it went on the air. Just paying for it now. Now, this Friday on Night Dreams Talk Radio, we have Jason Boyd. Now, you're saying to yourself, who's Jason Boyd? Well, he's our guest. And he does like these scary, puts events on where everybody like dress up like Freddy Krueger and all these people, monsters and creatures and zombies and stuff. Fear Fest or Scare Fest, I'm sorry. He puts those on. And he's going to be the guest on the show. He's also a major collector in, scary movie items and stuff like that, like masks and stuff like that. I didn't even realize till I saw him on Facebook doing a thing about all these masks. You think you go out and buy a mask for $10 and that's scary. Well, some of these masks, I didn't realize it'd be $300, $500, $800, but they are so lifelike. And there's a big, big group of people that are into horror movies, monster movies. And that's what we're going to be talking about on Night Dreams between, 8 and 10 p.m. on Friday. And you certainly, again, can call in the last half an hour at 1-253-203-6695. You can also call in, after 9 o'clock and, talk to Jason, too. And, about masks, collecting them and stuff like that, and what you should be paying and what looking for and all that stuff. Anyway, a lot of great guests coming up. We're going to have conspiracy experts on, like around the 27th of the month. We're going to be talking, more about ghost hunting here on the 19th. UFOs coming up again later this month. You know, Night Dreams just keeps going and growing. And I want to thank everybody. A lot of people out of Australia, out of the UK, France, Germany that are all listening. And a lot in Canada are listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio. And I want to say thank you very, very much, because it's not a day I don't get messages from truckers saying that they really enjoy, downloading my show during the day and playing it while they're out, making a long haul at night. They said it kind of reminds them of another type of talk show that used to be on. So I want to thank you guys, too, because, and we're trying something new, for the past year, because this is our anniversary month. When I came on, I wasn't sure I wanted to do a talk show again. I've been retired. I've been out of broadcasting for 10 years. It's kind of new for me, even on the internet. I mean, it's a lot different being on the internet versus being in a studio, a regular studio, and transmitting on AM, FM type of broadcasting. I mean, when I say something now, it's going worldwide. It's not going 30 to 60 miles or 100 miles down the road. It's going worldwide. So, in October 1st, we're changing our hours. We're going to be on 7 to 9. That's 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific West Coast time. Now, you're asking, why did I change my hours? Well, a lot of reasons. A lot of the guests I talk to are in the Midwest or on the East Coast. So that means if I'm sitting there talking to a guest, at 9 o'clock or at 10 o'clock at night, it's 1 o'clock in the morning for them. And also means there's a lot of people on the East Coast that, are downloading the show instead of actually listening to it, or they fall asleep. And yeah, they might start out listening, but they're sleeping. Well, it came to my mind that, 7 to 9 might be a little bit more logical, because that way people on the West Coast can listen, people in the Midwest can listen, and people on the East Coast can listen to the show. So we're also going to take in calls starting in October. So when we get a guest in, you're welcome the last half an hour, last hour of the show. We'll announce it. You can call in, and you might want to write these numbers down. So if you have a pencil and paper handy, well, I'll let you, I'll give you a second here to get a pencil and paper, and then I'll give you the phone numbers.
If you would like to hear Night Dreams Talk Radio on your local radio station, let them know. Tell them to check out www.nightdreamstalkradio.com, and thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. And you know what? The numbers for calling in is 1-253-203-6695. That's 1-253-203-6695. That's starting October 1st. And, well, our second line to call in is 1-253-203-6681. That's 253-203-6681. Well, I voiced my opinion, and, I had actually one of my regular guest, I'm thinking ghost here tonight because we were talking about Friday, but one of my regular guests the other night, Mary Joyce, kind of made a remark that I kind of changed a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of, I'll let people, talk, and that's the whole point. When I have a guest on, I'm going to let them say what they want to say. If they want to talk for a whole hour versus, maybe let me say a little few words in here. If they got something I feel they want to get out, I'm going to let them do it. But if I have some guests on here that I really feel I need to be talking to, I'm going to talk like I am right now. I'm going to voice my opinion. And that's what she kind of mentioned, that I kind of changed a little bit. No, I didn't change. This is the way I used to be. I kind of for the first year, I was really mellow because, to be honest with you, like I said, it was kind of, I didn't know if I wanted to continue doing it. I didn't know how the people would respond to my show. And again, it took to when I started getting a lot of people listening and downloading, I started getting, different type of guests on the show. And the quality of my guests on my show are just as good, like Steve Bassett and everybody else we have on, it's just as good, if not better, than a lot of the shows. And it's only